Asphault. Groove. Yeah, where the ties meet the road. That's where it's at. Torn and frayed, cruising through the neon, end of the day. Engines got a knock, kinda syncopated. Radios playing static, heavily sedated. Got a fuzzy dice hanging from the mirror. Got a destination, but it's never clearer than the moment when the rhythm hits the street and the concrete's humming with a funky beat. Where it's at, I got 2 turntables and a fuel map. Where it's at, I got a V8 engine and a baseball cap. Where it's at, dirty windshield and a mismatched hubcap. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Picking up the signal on the AM band, lost inside the circuitry of the promised land. Got a backseat full of maps I'll never use. Following the vibe, I got nothing to lose. The traffic lights a strobe, the crosswalk's a stage. Just another actor turning on a new page. Got the bass drum kicking through the floorboard, feeling something righteous that I can't ignore. Where it's at, I got 2 turntables and the fuel map. Where it's at, I got a V8 engine and a baseball cap. Where it's at, I got a dirty windshield and a mismatched hubcap. That's where it's at. I got a drop the beat. That's the joint. That's the jam. See, I don't need a racetrack to feel the speed. I got my own velocity, see? It's in the way the potholes sing a song. It's in the arc of the headlight beam. It's all about that asphalt groove. You dig? Turntables and a fuel map. Where it's at, I got a V8 engine and a baseball cap. Where it's at, got a dirty windshield and a mismatched hubcap. That's where it's at. Where it's at, where it's at. Where it's at, Asphault groove. Digital dashboard flickers with his face. A glitch in the matrix, a ghost in the space between the pixels and the binary code. A memory that I can no longer decode. The navigation system keeps directing me back to that final corner, to that final fatal track. The rear camera shows him sitting in the backseat. A chromatic ghost that I can no longer defeat or delete or deny or pretend isn't there. A digital haunting that's beyond all repair. Chromatic ghost haunting the circuits of my mind. Chromatic ghost leaving your digital traces behind. but they're corrupted, broken, where everything feels wrong. The equalizer bars dance like prison cell bars, trapping me inside these digital scars. The Bluetooth connects to nothing but his voice, a choice I never made, a choice I can't rejoice in, or reject, or accept, or understand. Just a ghostly signal in this electronic land where everything is recorded, everything is saved. A digital prison where I am enslaved. Chromatic ghosts haunting the circuit to my mind. Chromatic ghosts, chromatic ghosts, leaving your digital traces behind. Yeah. Chromatic ghosts in the static and the snow. Chromatic ghosts wherever I go. Chromatic ghosts in the pixels and the light. Chromatic ghosts in the dead of night. Try to fight a factory reset. Try to wipe the slate. Try to escape this digital fate. But he burned into the firmware, part of the design, a permanent companion in this life of mine. I could replace the head unit, upgrade the software, but the ghost would still be there. The ghost would still be there. And the wiring and the circuits in the very soul of this machine that's taken its toll. Chromatic ghosts. Yeah. You're in the code now. Part of the system. Listen. Yeah. Another story for you. Listen. He wasn't in it for the polish or the gleam of a fresh coat. He was in it for the moment that he got. When the tires lost their traction and the world began to tilt. A beautiful, controlled chaos. A perfect, graceful guilt for breaking all the rules of friction, for defying all the laws. He was drawn with the rubber, he was pausing all the clocks. In that space between the motion, in that second he was lost and found all at the same time. In the smoke and in the frost, he just clutched, slide, get the angle right again, clutch, slide, counter steering then, clutch, slide, feel the balance in the flow, clutch, slide, watch the whole world go. Slow again, yeah. Making it slow again, yeah. He found the empty roundabouts, the wide and vacant lots, a canvas made of asphalt connecting all the dots with a line of smoking rubber, a temporary art. He was playing with the physics, he was playing with his heart. On his sleeve or in his foot, on the pedal and the gear was a language he could speak, a truth he could hold dear. Not about the speed you see, but about the control, the art of losing traction to finally take control. He just clutch, slide, get the angle right again, clutch, slide, counter steering then, clutch, slide, feel the balance in the flow, clutch, slide, watch the whole world go. Slow again, yeah. Making it slow again, yeah. Then the others started showing up, now we're inches over tools. but with cameras and with coffee. Cause they understood the rules of the silent competition. This ballet on the tar, they were painters and they were poets. They were traveling stars in their own little galaxy, in their own little world, where the sin of burning rubber was the only flag unfurled. They weren't looking for a finish line, they were chasing a release. The perfect silent moment, a moment of pure peace. It wasn't about the engine, not about the horsepower. It was about the connection, about the feeling in the roar. The tires as they're singing out the song. Yeah, it's a feeling you can't capture, it's a feeling where you belong. Yeah. He's a dancer, he's a sculptor, a pilot in his own right, a ghost inside the machine, a creature of the night. He's a student of the limits, a master of the slide, with a whole new kind of purpose, with a whole new kind of pride. Yeah, making it slow again. Yes. Listen. Making it slow again. Listen. Sermon. Where the street lights hum, that's where I'm at. Got a ride that smells like coffee and forgotten cigarettes, cruising through the borough where the silhouettes of old warehouses are sleeping, dreaming of their past. Another moving monument that's built to last. Got a dashboard compass that just spins around and round. A beautiful direction that I never have found. Where it's at, I gotta bust this speaker in a static hum. Where it's at, I got a beat up jacket and a spare drum. Where it's at, I got a pocket full of quarters and a chewing gum. That's where it's at. Picking up a rhythm from the power lines above, a forgotten frequency, a signal of lost love. Got a glove compartment full of old receipts and maps, another piece of evidence that tells me where I'm at. The overpass is sighing a tired steel refrain, watching me go drifting through the midnight rain. Where it's at, I gotta bust this speaker and a static hum. Where it's at, I got a beat up jacket and a spare drum. Where it's at, I got a pocket full of quarters and a chewing gum. That's where it's at. Drop the beat. That's the pulse. That's the groove. See, I'm not driving, I'm just observing the architecture, the quiet. Every shadow's a story, you know? It's all about that. Concrete sermon. You did it. Yeah. I pull over to the shoulder, could it? I pull over to the shoulder, cut the engine, hear the tick. It sound like tiny raindrops on a long and silent trip. The silence that rushes in, it ain't the same as before. It ain't heavy, it ain't judging, it ain't kicking down my door. It's just quiet, a peaceful, empty space. For the first time I can see the moonlight on my face. Without seeing his reflection superimposed on mine, I took the corner, and this time the memory was benign. I didn't erase it, didn't try to outrun the sound. I just drove through the echo on this hallowed, hollow ground. And for the first time in forever, I feel the tension start to cease. A fragile but real sense of peace. And the engine's cooling down, and so am I think beneath the cold and distant stars, just here upon the brink of a new day, or maybe just a new way to be. I finally faced the ghost, he faced the ghost in me. Yeah, the engine's cooling down, and I can finally breathe. I'm not fixed, I'm not whole, but I'm not gonna grieve, not tonight. I'll just sit with the sound of a new beginning I have found. The scars are still there on the wall and on my soul, a part of the story that makes me whole. Or at least a part of the man I'm trying to become. Not the one who was frozen, but the one who can overcome. I can still see his face, but the smile's not a taunt. It's just a memory now of everything that we wanted in that final moment of life cut in its prime. But I'm still here, and I got to make use of my time. This car ain't a coffin, and it ain't a weapon, no. It's a tool, it's a path, it's a way to let it go. It's the line I chose to take, the one I choose to take again. Not to punish, but to heal, to begin and not to end. And the engine's cooling down, and so am I think beneath the cold and distant stars, just here upon the brink of a new day, or maybe just a new way to be. I finally faced the ghost, and he faced the ghost in me. Yeah, the engine's cooling down, and I can finally breathe. I'm not fixed, I'm not whole, but I'm not gonna grieve, not tonight. Tonight I'll just sit with the sound of a new beginning I have found. It wasn't about the victory, not about the checkered flag. It was about the fragile moment when the confidence just sagged. And I thought I'd be a prisoner in my past, a fugitive from my own life. But this perfect lap, this perfect drive, it cut through all the strife. I'm still building, always building the car and myself. Still building, yeah. Still building, just to go around again, but different this time. Listen. I pull over to the shoulder. Yeah, the dashboard knows things. Sees where you been. Listen. Dashboard's got a crack that runs right through the center like a lightning strike of truth, a cosmic mentor. It speaks in riddles when the sun is just right, showing patterns in the grain that flicker in the light. The speedometer needle quivers when I think of him. The odometer rolls over, counting every sin. The fuel gauge drops to empty when I'm running low on hope. The temperature rises when I can no longer cope with the memories flooding in. The visions in my head of all the words I left unsaid, all the things I left unsaid. Dashboard oracle, what do you see for me? Is there a future where I'm finally free? Dashboard, dashboard, dashboard oracle, show me the way to go. Is there a path that doesn't lead back to that show? Dashboard, dashboard oracle, dashboard oracle, speak in patterns I can read. Plant a different kind of seed. The radio presets are stuck on stations long since gone, just like the moments that we share from dusk until the dawn. The rear view mirror shows a road that disappears behind, but it also shows my face, a face I no longer find familiar or comforting or even really mine. Just a mask I wear to hide the damage in the grime of a life half lived, the story half complete, a melody with too many notes that fall flatten off the beat. The glove compartment's full of maps to places I'll never go, receipts for things I can't remember, seeds I'll never sow. Dashboard oracle, what do you see for me? Is there a future where I'm finally free? Dashboard, dashboard, dashboard oracle, show me the way to go. Is there a path that doesn't lead back to that show? Dashboard, dashboard oracle, speak in patterns I can read. Plant a different kind of seed. I press my palm against the dashboard, try to feel its vibrations, the tiny tremors of the engine, the cosmic vibrations of a universe that's spinning, that doesn't really care about one broken man's despair, about one broken man's prayer. But the dashboard seems to listen, seems to understand my pain, seems to offer solace, seems to whisper in the rain that falls against the windshield, blurring all the lines between what's real and what's just memories designed. Dashboard oracle, 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 oracle. Yeah. Dashboard, what do you see for me? Dashboard, is there a way out of this? Listen, 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 listen. Listen.
Engine rumbles low, engine rumbles low, engine rumbles low. Engine rumbles low, engine rumbles low, engine rumbles low.
Engine rumbles low, a beast held on a leash, pulling out of the garage, past the rust and the grief. The street lights bleed across the fresh waxed hood. Just me and this machine, misunderstood. Heading for the loop, the old industrial park, leaving the daylight, chasing the dark. The tires of my song on the cold asphalt, a story that's about to come to a halt, or start again. I don't know which way it will go. Every mile marker is a place I used to know, but the landscape's changed. Or maybe it's just me, trapped in this driver's seat, unable to break free. Driving to the echo, driving to the past, hoping this new engine loop is empty, just like it was back then. Under a sickly moon, I'm my own only friend. The engine sounds different now here, not a cage but a voice, giving me a reason, giving me a choice. I can feel the power coiled under the frame, whispering my forgotten shameful name. The one who hesitated, the one who was too slow, the one who has nowhere left to go except right here, right now on the stretch of road, carrying the heaviest imaginable load. My hands are steady on the wheel, my eyes are fixed ahead, but my mind's already broken, already dead.
Driving to the echo, driving to the past, hoping this new engine is built to last. Driving to the corner, driving to the wall, waiting for the memory to make me fall. Driving in the silence, between the engines drone, just a man and a phantom, all alone. Yeah, I'm driving to the echo, driving to the pain, washing down the rust with gasoline and rain.
I see it up ahead, the scar upon the wall, the place I heard the final silent call. The place the world came apart, the place I came undone, the shadow of my brother, my only son. My foot hovers over the brake, a tremor in my leg, a silent, desperate, frantic plea. I beg, don't let me freeze, don't let me fail this test. Put this memory, this demon, finally to rest. Let this perfect line I'm about to take be the one that's finally strong enough to break. Approaching the turn,
The turn, the turn.
the turn.
Yeah. Every lap is the same. Listen.
The track is empty when he gets there, under a pale moon, just the sound of his own breathing in the silent sterile room of the cockpit where the memories are etched into the glass. He can still see the reflection of a future that didn't pass. He's not here to set a record, not to prove that he's the best. He's here to make peace with the demon that puts his courage to the test. The same turn, the same corner, the same spot up on the wall where he heard the metal screaming and he heard the silence fall. He just go break, feel the shiver in the frame. Go break, whispering a falling name. Go break, trying to rewrite the end. Go break, just to go around again and again. Yeah, just to go around again. He can feel it in the chassis, a hesitation, a ghost of a choice he made a second ago that he remembers the most. His hands are steady on the wheel, his eyes are fixed ahead, but his mind is back in that moment, filled with everything he said or didn't say. The what ifs are a passenger tonight, riding shotgun, reminding him of his ongoing fight. Not against the other drivers, not against the passing time, but against the single version of himself he left behind. He just go break, feel the shiver in the frame. Go break, whispering a falling name. Go break, trying to rewrite the end. Go break, just to go around again and again. Yeah, just to go around. The other racers, they don't see it, they just see a quiet man who's fast but never takes the risk. They don't understand that he's already paid the price for that particular thrill, and he's still paying for it now, and he probably always will. So he drives his perfect laps, a line that's clean and pure, but he's racing with a phantom and he's
looking back, it wasn't about the victory, not about the checkered flag. It was about the fragile moment when the confidence just sagged, and the car became a weapon, and the asphalt became blame. And he's been trying to outrun it, but he's just been playing the game of a fugitive from his own life, a prisoner in his past. He's hoping that this perfect laugh will be the one to last, the one to finally silence, the one to finally break the cycle of the memory, for goodness sake. Go, break, 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 break. Yeah. Listen. Echo. Just to go around again. Echo. Just to go around again. Go, break, 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 break. Listen. Every lap is the same. Listen. Yeah. Sometimes the exhaust tells a story. It sings a song of sorrow. Listen, listen, listen. The exhaust note sings a low and mournful tune, a psalm of sorrow. Beneath the pale moon, it rumbles like thunder, it whispers like prayer, a sound of anguish hanging in the air. Each cylinder firing is a beat of my heart. Each pulse of the engine, a work of art. It speaks of power, speaks of strength, speaks of might, but also of the darkness, also of the night. When everything went wrong, when everything fell apart, when the engine of my brother's life failed to start. Exhaust note song, singing low and deep, a promise that my soul will keep. Exhaust note song, rumbling in the dark, a solitary mechanical exhaust note song, a hymn of steel and fire, a testament to my desire to live on, to carry on, to make it through the pain, to sing his song again and again. To sing his song again and again. The muffler's got a hole, it doesn't muffle the pain, just lets the sorrow echo in the pouring rain. The headers glow like candles in the midnight gloom, a funeral pyre for my brother in this tomb of metal, in the memory of guilt and the regret, a symphony of sorrow I haven't finished yet. The catalytic converter tries to clean the fumes, but it can't purify the sadness, it can't clear the rooms of my mind where he still lives, where he still breathes and speaks, where the sound of his laughter still haunts and still seeks. Exhaust note song, singing low and deep, a promise that my soul will keep. Exhaust note song, rumbling in the dark, a solitary mechanical spark, a hymn of steel and fire, a testament to my desire to live on, to carry on, to make it through the pain, to sing his song again and again. To sing his song again and again. I grab the engine just to hear it cry, mechanical lament for the life that passed him by. Each RPM a prayer, each backfire a scream, awaken nightmare from which I cannot dream. The exhaust note rises, falls, then rises once again. A cycle of sorrow, a cycle of pain, but in that rumbling, in that thunder, in that roar, I hear his voice, I hear him asking for more. Exhaust note song,
Why the last connection? Why the last connection? Why the last connection? Tighten the final bolt. The silence in this garage is a fault I can't revoke. Every panel straight, every chrome piece is clean. The prettiest shell you've ever seen, but it's just a coffin, a beautiful empty space. Without the fire to put a smile on his face. I turn the key, my hand is steady, my breath is held inside, ready to face the beast or run and hide from the noise, the power, the sound that I remember. That final hot night in late September. This ain't just a motor, this is a ghost I'm about to wake, a choice I'm about to make. Give me the spark, give me the fire. Let the heart of this machine feed my desire. Give me the roar, give me the rumble. Let this concrete floor tremble and grumble. Clock. I'm gonna turn the key and face the shock. Give me the spark, give me the fire. Pull this memory from the funeral pyre. My thumb hovers over the starter, a second, maybe two. I see his face in the dusty glass, telling me what to do. He's not laughing now, he's just watching, waiting for the sound, for the part of me that's buried to finally be in ground. This engine's got his blood in it, my sweat and my regret. It's a monument to everything that hasn't healed just yet. It's a promise and a threat, a future and a past. The thunder that I hope is gonna last long enough to drown out the silence in my head, long enough to raise the dead. Give me the spark, give me the fire. Let the heart of this machine feed my desire. Give me the roar, give me the rumble. Let this concrete floor tremble and grumble. I'm tired of the quiet, tired of the ticking clock. I'm gonna turn the key and face the shock. Give me the spark, give me the fire. Pull this memory from the funeral pyre. I twist the key, I click a word, a groan, a deep breath from a heart of stone. Come on, you son of a bitch. Don't you leave me here alone in this. Give me something I can feel, that is finally real. The last connection.
This garage ain't just for fixing cars. It's where I come to fix me. Listen. The concrete stained with oil and with tears. Been working through these memories for years. Each boat I turn, each filter I replace is another sin I'm trying to erase. Not from God, but from myself, you see. The man who let my brother walk away from me. The toolbox is my pulpit, the wrench is my cross. I'm the only congregation here feeling this law. This law, this law, this law, this law. In this grief-stained confessional, I lay my hands on steel. Tell the parts what I can't say. Make the broken pieces feel like they're not beyond redemption. Like there's hope beneath the rust. In this grease-stained confessional, I place my broken trust. Not in heaven, but in horsepower. In the turn of a well-made screw. In this grease-stained confessional, I make myself anew. The service bay's too quiet on a Tuesday afternoon. Just a hum of fluorescent lights in this tune I'm working through. A rhythm of repair, a cadence of control. Trying to fix the damage to my soul. The customer's waiting, says he needs his brakes by 5. But I'm bleeding out my own demons while I'm still alive. Each caliber I bleed is like a prayer I send above. For the brother I fail, for the brother I still love. In this grease-stained confessional, I lay my hands on steel. Tell the parts what I can't say. Make the broken pieces feel like they're not beyond redemption. Like there's hope beneath the rust. In this grease-stained confessional, I place my broken trust. Not in heaven, but in horsepower. In the turn of a well-made screw. In this grease-stained confessional, I make myself anew. Preacher man says grace can't be earned, but every day I watch these lessons learn. Take shape in metal, take form and function. A beautiful mechanical redemption. I'm not seeking absolution, just a way to make it right. To turn the darkness into something that burns bright. Grease-stained confessional. Yeah. That's what this is. Just trying to make it right. Listen. Yeah. Night driving when the world disappears. Listen. Listen. Yeah. The dashboard lights paint shadows on my face. Just me and this machine, picking up the pace. Not racing anyone, not trying to prove a thing. Just letting the engine in the darkness sing. The headlights cut a path through the empty street. A lonely serenade for ghosts I meet at every intersection. Every stop sign's red glare. I see his face reflected there, but I don't care. Tonight I'm not running, I'm just moving through the space between what was and what is new. Headlight, serenade, cutting through the night. A beam of hope and all this endless fright. Headlight, serenade, showing me the way to face another day. empty at 2 a.m. Just the white lines in the road, and then the sound of tires humming on the asphalt. A story that's not finished, the result of all the choices made, all the turns not taken, all the promises I've made but haven't shaken. The engine's breathing steady, a rhythm I can trust when everything around me turns to dust. This metal shell protects me from the pain, but it can't keep out the memory in the rain. Headlight, serenade, cutting through the night, a beam of hope in all this endless fright. Headlight, serenade, showing me the way to face another dawn, another day. Headlight, serenade, a lonely steady hum till the darkness finally comes undone. Parking lot, that empty space where we dead each other, push the limits of the night underneath the pale and unforgiving light of a moon that watched us go that night when I drove away and he didn't take flight. The headlights showed the way forward then, now they just illuminate where I've been. The headlights serenade. Cutting through the night, just showing me the way. Out here in the heat, things aren't always what they seem. Listen. The paint job shimmers like a heat haze on the road. A Mirage finish that carries its load. The secrets and the stories of things that can't be seen. The beauty that's both perfect and obscene. In its denial of the damage and its cover up of truth. In its youthful appearance and its smooth unlined youth that belies the wreckage underneath the frame that's been repaired. The history of violence that the body has shared. With another vehicle, with another life, with another day. When everything went wrong and everything gave way. Mirage finish, hiding all the scars. Mirage finish, among the desert stars. Mirage finish, a beautiful disguise. Mirage finish, a reflection in your eyes. Mirage finish, a trick of the light. Mirage finish, in the dead of night. Than the armor that I wear against the memories that haunt me, against the despair that rises up like dust devils in the emptiness of my soul, taking its toll. The chrome reflects a face I barely recognize, a stranger's eyes, a stranger's lies. The windshield's tinted dark to hide the truth inside, to keep the world from seeing all the places I have tried to escape from, to run from, to leave behind for good, like any sensible person really would. Mirage finish, hiding all the scars. Mirage finish, among the desert stars. Mirage finish, a beautiful disguise. Mirage finish, a reflection in your eyes. Mirage finish, a trick of the light. Mirage finish, in the dead of night. Out here in the desert. Out here in the desert. Out here in the desert where the heat plays tricks on sight. Where mirages dance and shimmer in the fading light. I drive this polished phantom, this gleaming ghost of steel, trying to make the pain feel less real. But the sun beats down holes in every flaw, every crack in the facade, every broken law that I've broken, that I've shattered, that I disobeyed, and the choices that I've made, and the price that I paid. Mirage finish. That's what this is. A beautiful disguise. Listen. Neon Ghost. Yeah. Where the street lights bleed, that's where I float. Held together by a prayer, cruising through the midnight, breathing in the stale air. The neon signs are bleeding, painting puddles on the ground. The only sound I'm hearing is the echo of my own sound. Got a dashboard compass that just spins around and round, a beautiful direction that I never have found. Where is that? I got two turntables and a worn out map. Where is that? I got a fuzzy dice and a baseball cap. Where is that? I got a head full of static and a hand on the strap. That's where it's at. Picking up a signal from a radio tower. A forgotten love song that has lost all of its power. Got a backseat full of flyers for a show that's long since passed. Another piece of history that's built to last. The traffic light is blinking, a tired yellow eye, watching me go underneath the dead and silent sky. And a worn out map. Where it's at? I got a fuzzy dice and a baseball cap. Where it's at? I got a head full of static and a hand on the strap. That's where it's at. Drop the beat. That's the vibe. That's the flow. See, I'm not racing, I'm just drifting through the architecture of the dark. Every street light's a star, you know. It's all about that neon groove. Where is that? I got two turntables and a worn out map. Where is that? I got a fuzzy dice and a baseball cap. Where is that? I got a head full of static and a hand on the strap. That's where it's at. Yeah. Some things can't be polished away. Some things just become part of you. Listen. The body panels have stories that the sandpaper can't erase. Every bubble in the paint, every trace of disgrace is a chapter in the book of what survived the fall. A testament to nothing and to nothing at all. But the will to keep going, the will to make it right. To face another morning, to face another night. With the knowledge that some damage is too deep to mend, but you can build around it, you can make it blend into something stronger. Something with more character than the perfect shine you thought you were. Rust redemption, that's what I'm chasing now. Not perfection, just a way somehow to honor the imperfections, the scars along the way. Rust redemption, at the end of the day, it's the beauty in the broken, the strength in what's survived, the part of me that's still alive. The frame's got a kink from that final brutal turn, a reminder of the lesson that I'll never learn. That speed doesn't equal wisdom, that power isn't grace, that some things can't be fixed no matter time or space. But I can reinforce the weak spots, I can make them hold a different kind of story, the tale to be told. Not a victory or glory, but of endurance and of will, of standing on the wreckage, standing perfectly still. Long enough to see the truth in all the rust and grime, that some things can't be saved, but they can be sublime. Rust redemption, that's what I'm chasing now. Not perfection, just a way somehow to honor the imperfections, the scars along the way. Rust redemption, at the end of the day, it's the beauty in the broken, the strength in what's survived, the part of me that's still alive. I used to hate the corrosion, hate the decay, hated every reminder of that day. But now I see the patterns, now I understand that even broken things can make a stand. Not against the breaking, but against being thrown away. Not against the damage, but against being cast astray from the purpose they were given, the reason they were made. Even in their brokenness, a tribute can be paid. Plus redemption, yeah, that's what this is. Finding beauty in the broken. Listen. I pull over to the shoulder, to the shoulder, to the shoulder, to the shoulder. I pull over to the shoulder, to the shoulder. Yeah. I pull over to the shoulder, cut the engine, hear the tick. A sound like tiny raindrops on a long and silent trip. The silence that rushes in, it ain't the same as before. It ain't heavy, it ain't judging, it ain't kicking down my door. It's just quiet, peaceful, empty space. For the first time I can see the moonlight on my face, without seeing his reflection superimposed on mine. I took the corner and this time the memory was benign. I didn't erase it, didn't try to outrun the sound. I just drove through the echo on this hollow ground. And for the first time in forever, I feel the tension start to cease. A fragile but real
sense of peace. And the engine's cooling down, and so am I think. Beneath the cold and distant stars, just here upon the brink of a new day, or maybe just a new way to be. I finally faced the ghost, and he faced the ghost in me. Yeah, the engine's cooling down, and I can finally breathe. I'm not fixed, I'm not whole, but I'm not gonna grieve. Not tonight, tonight I'll just sit with the sound of a new beginning I have found. The scars are still there on the wall and on my soul, a part of the story that makes me whole, or at least a part of the man I'm trying to become. Not the one who was frozen, but the one who can overcome. I can still see his face, but the smile's not a taunt. It's just a memory now of everything that we want. It in that final moment of life cutting its prime, but I'm still here and I got to make use of my time. This car ain't a coffin and it ain't a weapon, no. It's a tool, it's a path, it's a way to let it go. It's the line I chose to take, the one I choose to take again. Not to punish, but to heal, to begin and not to end. And the engine's cooling down, and so am I think. Beneath the cold and distant stars, just here upon the brink of a new day, or maybe just a new way to be. I finally faced the ghost, and he faced the ghost in me. Yeah, the engine's cooling down, and I can finally breathe. I'm not fixed, I'm not whole, but I'm not gonna grieve. Not tonight, tonight I'll just sit with the sound of a new beginning I have found. It wasn't about the victory, not about the checkered flag. It was about the fragile moment when the confidence just sagged. And I thought I'd be a prisoner in my past, a fugitive from my own life. But this perfect lap, this perfect drive, it cut through all the strife. I'm still building, always building the car and myself. Still building, yeah. Still building, just to go around again, but different this time. Listen. The garage smells like oil and old regret. A quiet tomb where the ghosts haven't quite left yet. Run my hand along a fender, cold and bare. Just a steel skeleton with nothing there. Every bolt I turn, every wire I splice is a tiny silent prayer against the vices of the man I was, the memory I keep, while the world outside is sound asleep. I'm not building a car, I'm building a man. Trying to fix the wreckage if I can. Trying to fix the frame that broke apart and find a rhythm for this broken heart. This ain't a restoration, it's a confession. Each den I pull out is a suppressed obsession, with the turn to wall, the final silent scream. Waking up inside the same damn dream. I'm just sanding down the rust, trying to waste, all carbon fiber and power released under a moonlit sky. The engine's hungry roar. He was laughing right there, wanting more. One more lap, he said. Make it perfect, make it clean. The dumbest damn thing I've ever seen. Cause perfection's a lie, a fragile thing, glass. And in a single second it came to pass. The world became a spin, a metal tearing sound. And a silence, the heaviest thing I found. I walked away with just a broken arm, but he was gone and I took the harm. This ain't a restoration, it's a confession. Each den I pull out is a suppressed obsession with the turn the wall, the final silent scream. Waking up inside the same damn dream. I'm just sanding down the rust, trying to erase the look I saw on my brother's face. Yeah, I'm sanding down the rust, a penance in the dust, trapped in a memory I know I can't trust. Just trying to adjust. In this steel and dust.
The world slows down, a tunnel vision in my sight. Just a concrete ribbon bathed in pale moonlight. The scar on the wall is growing, filling up the view. A silent gray reminder of what I have to do. The what ifs are a screaming chorus in my head. The ghost is in the passenger, raising up the dead. He's not laughing now, his face is just a stone. A silent judgment for a seed I've sown. My knuckles are white on the wheel, a rigid frozen grip. This is the final act, the final blinding trip into the heart of darkness, the moment I must face the shattered remnants of my own disgrace. He just echo break, feel the shiver in the frame. Echo break, whispering the fallen name. Echo break, trying to rewrite the end. Echo break, just to go around again and again. Just to go around again. Yeah. I see the flicker, the phantom hesitation in my soul. The same old weakness that's always taking its toll. But this chassis is stronger, this engine is my own. I built it from the wreckage, I reap what I had sown. I'm not here to outrun it, I'm not here to escape. I'm here to navigate the landscape of this shape. The shape of a mistake, the form of a regret. A line I haven't finished driving on just yet. I can feel the tire searching for the perfect clean arc. A tiny piece of heaven in this living hell. This ain't for victory, this ain't for the checker flag. It's for the silence and the scream, the peace within the drag. He just echo break, feel the shiver in the frame. Echo break, whispering the falling name. Echo break, trying to rewrite the end. Echo break, just to go around again and again. Just to go around again. Yeah. This is it, the apex of the pain. Do I fight it, or do I flow with it? The wall is calling, a siren song of blame. Not this time, not this time. I ease the wheel, I don't fight it. I guide it through the shiver, through the pain.
Listen. Echo break.
Yeah. Some days the gears just won't shift. You're stuck in neutral. Listen, 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 listen. Transmission's grinding, making a terrible sound. Like the day I hit the wall and spun around and around. The gears are stripped and slipping, just like my memory of that final moment that I wish I couldn't see the clutches. Feeling spongy, won't engage like it should. Just like my courage when I really understood that he was gone. And I was still here, still breathing air, with the guilt that's heavier than any load I've had to bear. Got the transmission blues, can't shift into the next gear. Stuck in the past, paralyzed by fear. Got the transmission blues, running through the pain, trying to find the right gear in the pouring rain. The transmission blues, stuck between drive and reverse, living with this terrible, unremitting curse. The mechanic says it's toast, says I need a whole new part, but I keep trying to fix it, trying to make a brand new start with the same old broken pieces, the same old damaged goods, the same misunderstood intentions, the same old tangled woods I walk through in my mind, trying to find a different path, trying to do the righteous mathematics, trying to do the math of how a man can walk away from such a wreck and still be whole, how a man can find redemption for a shattered broken soul. Got the transmission blues, can't shift into the next gear, stuck in the past, paralyzed by fear. Got the transmission blues, running through the pain, trying to find the right gear in the pouring rain. The transmission blues, stuck between drive and reverse, living with this terrible, unremitting curse. Transmission blues. Transmission blues. I dropped the pen, the blue is black with metal shavings, bright like stars in the midnight sky, like fragments of the light that we once chased together, that we once tried to find. Now scattered in the oil pan, scattered in my mind. Each piece a reminder, each fragment a tiny shard of the life we built together. Now discarded and regarded as nothing more than waste, is nothing more than trash. Just another broken dream in the flash. Transmission blues. Yeah, can't shift out of neutral. Yeah. Stuck in the past. Listen. Listen. Yeah. Little story for you. Listen. First he got to ride, it was a hand-me-down, you see. A little 4-door sedan, wasn't much to look at, see. But he saw the potential, saw the shape beneath the rust. A canvas for his vision, a dream he could trust. Spent his after-school hours, now with books are on the field. But underneath the hood, making the engine feel like something more than metal, something more than just a part. He was giving it a soul, he was giving it a start. He just wrench, turn, tighten up the boat again. Wrench, turn, listen for the engine strain. Wrench, turn, polishing the chrome and steel, making the broken pieces feel whole again. Yeah. Making it whole again. first time it hit the street. Just a little test run, just to feel the rhythm of the beat, of the pistons and the axles, the hum of the exhaust. He was leaving all his problems, he was leaving them all lost. In the motion, in the moment, the feeling of control of a machine that listened, that he understood and hold. He find the empty parking lots, the industrial parks at night, and practice his precision till the fading of the light. He just tighten up the boat again, listen for the engine strain, polishing the chrome and steel, wrench turn, making the broken pieces feel whole again. Yeah, making it whole again. Whole again. Then the others started showing up, drawn in by the sound of the engine. He perfected the quietest in the town. They had their own projects, their own buckets and they beats, and they formed a little crew meeting on the back streets. They weren't looking for a trouble, they weren't looking for a fight, just to share appreciation for the glow of a headlight and the freedom of the open road, the fellowship they found in a common language, making a different kind of sound. It wasn't about the racing, not about the finish line. It was about the process, about the journey, about the sign of a life he was building with his own two hands. A testament to focus in these forgotten lands. He was a mechanic, an artist, a poet of the pavement, a king of his own castle, a resident of the basement, of the garage, the workshop, the place he learned to be something more than just a kid, something more than you can see.